Getting peer feedback going is hard to do in a classroom. Not every student gets good feedback and the process can feel stilted. It's all too common to get a piece of paper back from someone with the verdict, "Fine, good job." But real-world feedback is more dynamic, and we want to see that in education too. Done well, implementing peer feedback means students can focus on learning relevant skills for life outside of university. They will learn how to give and receive real-world feedback on their own work. Today, we'll talk about how implementing peer feedback instantly improves your university course and your students can learn relevant real-world skills. Hi, I'm Erik. I support university instructors on their journey to become more efficient and innovative educators. Let's have a look at how students can learn more when being more deeply involved in the feedback process. By doing peer feedback, they can own their learning and you can unburden yourself from marking. We humans are usually not very good at judging our own work, but we are doing very okay at assessing the work of others. And students need to learn to be better at this too. And peer feedback can trigger this kind of learning. However, your students and most other students too need to be taught how to give high quality peer feedback. So how do we do it? First, choose which part of your course can work for peer feedback. It works great if students all work on the same assignment, like a paper submission or a presentation. Such deliverables usually have a set of quality criteria that would force you to become repetitive in your marking. Ask yourself, would I give the same kind of feedback to several students? Could students identify and evaluate the quality criteria with a bit of training? For example, could they assess formalities such as, does the paper have an introduction? Does the paper have a reference section? Is the reference section formatted consistently? Formalities such as these lend themselves easily to peer feedback. You can develop yes/no questions about these criteria, and students can quickly and accurately assess these things. Improvements can be quickly implemented by those receiving the reviews. Second, if you have a series of assignments in which students need encouragement and a friendly hint on improvements, a simple way of doing this is to ask them to give feedback on two things. Name one thing that you liked and say why you liked it. Describe one thing that could be improved and say how. Third, and here we really go into developing critical thinking skills, you can start to shift the assignment away from the focus on the submission to a focus on providing excellent feedback. But this needs some extra attention when describing the exercise to get students to buy in. What often works is that students realize how important giving feedback and receiving feedback is for improvements at the workplace. Naturally, students still need to hand in something, but this task should not be too complicated. A short discussion, essay, or video pitch is usually sufficient. The magic starts to happen when giving feedback, when students have the responsibility to formulate their feedback in a way that helps their peers improve. And for this to work, it is important that there is a second feedback loop and that they recognize feedback on how helpful their feedback was. Looking back, you probably don't want your students to say that their university courses did not teach them how to effectively give and receive feedback. By integrating peer feedback into your teaching strategy, you help students learn about appropriate techniques as well as practicing managing all types of feedback from colleagues and managers. This has a direct impact from the first day they start work after graduation. If you like this video, you'll love this custom playlist I've made for you that points to videos about developing critical thinking skills and giving and receiving feedback. Thanks for watching and see you next time.